It's Joe here, and welcome to Season 2 of My Team Career Mode. First things first, Lewis Hamilton has announced his retirement and is now no longer a Formula 1 driver from this point onwards. He has left the sport, and we wish him the best. So this is me selecting the races that will make up Season 2. We start off with Australia. We go to Bahrain. Then the third race is Imola. Round 4 will be Monaco. Round 5 will be Canada. Then 6 and 7 are Austria with the reverse track featured. 8 and 9 are Silverstone, again with the reverse track featured. 10 is Belgium. 11 and 12 are Netherlands, again reverse track featured. 13 and 14 are Monza and Azerbaijan, with Austin and Las Vegas completing the season. Here is your lineup for Season 2 as well. Red Bull, very much the same. Leclerc, Ferrari. The first change is Lando Norris driving for Mercedes. Then we've got Antonelli, who's moved over to drive for us. And then as we scroll down, the next real change doesn't come until Isaac Hadjar driving for Haas. So he has moved over from Racing Bulls. Ayrton Senna has returned from the dead and to Formula 1. He is to drive for Ferrari. Mika Häkkinen's longest sabbatical ever comes to an end, and he resumes his role at McLaren. Franco Colapinto, the rookie, joins us, and Paul Aron joins Racing Bulls. And this is our Season 2 car. And you know what? It looks like fulfillment. Hopefully this is the season we can progress forward even further and move on to grabbing more podiums and maybe, just maybe, winning a race. That is my early goal in Season 2. Let's try and make it happen, but the new car, doesn't she look gorgeous?
And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
All the talk ends here. All the questions get answered here, as we now get to find out where in the pecking order we turn up. And also find out how the pecking order itself stacks up. Who is where? Who is going to have the momentum in Season 2? And who is playing catch up? As we start our lap, I'm feeling pretty confident about our place in the pecking order. I'm not going to lie. It looked good in practice, and on the performance index, we look to be in a similar place to where we finished last season, and it looked like things were taking an upturn. So I'm looking forward to developing this car as the season progresses, and I do feel like a race win by the end of this season is in reach. As we head round the final corner, this is our first indication of whereabouts we are, and P12. Is that it? I mean, we'll take it for now, but Verstappen setting a 1:15.0. Oh my god, that makes a statement. Verstappen 6/10 clear of his nearest rival. That is insane. Red Bull have built another monster. They won 16 races with Max in Season 1. Are we going to see equal levels of dominance in Season 2? As we're coming up to complete our lap to try and push for Q3, Colapinto, unfortunately, not looking like he's going to make it. But this is his first race, so, you know, he could be forgiven for any just not being quite there yet. As we head out of the final corner, where are we going to stack up? What is this lap time going to be? I have a feeling it's going to be good. It's a 16.5, which puts us in P7. So I'm happy to take that for now. We're nicely through into Q3, and if that's where we are looking at ending up, P7, that is a nice boost, you know. That means that we're ahead of where we were this time in Season 1, as we now head on to our Q3 lap, and this is where you just have to give it everything and just go all out. Hakkinen and Piastri, 7th and 8th, Leclerc 9th. That is a surprise to see him struggle as much as he is. And as we're heading to the end of the lap, look at Albon up in P6. That is whereabouts I'm targeting Verstappen. 1:14.3. That is ridiculous. We would need a Concorde engine to achieve that kind of time. We're now heading for the line now. This is going to be a low 16. And that is good enough for P8, with Antonelli coming on the radio saying we made a lot of mistakes. I don't really see where, but that's where we're stacking up at the moment. P8, but that Red Bull, oh, that is a rocket ship. That is an absolute rocket ship.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Senna, Mika Hakkinen, and Piastri, Antonelli, Albon, Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Colapinto, George Russell, and Behrman, Stroll, Bortoletto, Jack Doohan, and Pierre Gasly, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, and Paul Aron rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. So a new driver signed for next season, which is good news all round. Or is it? Halfway through a campaign? How does a team cope with that?
Yeah, it's a really aggressive decision, and to announce it that early, I guess you kind of raise the question, why did they do it? But this is a driver that's really sought after, so I kind of understand why they would want to bag that driver as early as possible, but hopefully for them that doesn't cause too much distraction and they make sure they keep their team right now motivated until the end of the season.
Round 1 of this 16 race Season 2 begins now! Season 2 is underway and Piastri really not away well there. I've got away pretty decently, looking for an inside line into turn 1, but I think we'd have ended up colliding into Hakkinen and Senna, who are going side by side. McLaren v Ferrari for P4. Senna on the right, Hakkinen on the left. Hakkinen having to back out as Senna moves up into P4 in his comeback race. The Phoenix is alive and inspired in P4. Hakkinen in 5th, Ware in 6th. And we've got the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc right up my chuff as we head to the end of Sector 1 for the first time. And I'm using my overtake. Can we get close to Hakkinen? Is there a way past Hakkinen perhaps? Getting really into the dirty air, but we're not quite close enough to make any overtake on him just yet. And on lap 2 of 29, Leclerc all over the back of me. And the thing is, I don't feel like the car is quite in a position to be fighting Ferrari yet. They are quite a bit ahead of us in the performance index. At the moment, my goal is just to try and beat Albon in the Williams and keep beating Williams. So we're going to let Charles Leclerc go. I'm not going to fight him too hard. And we're going to just worry about our own race with the people that realistically at this stage we are racing. But the car is a step forward on where we were this time in Season 1. And hopefully we can keep that progression going. Lap 3 of 29. We're still staying within the DRS of Charles Leclerc, which is a positive sign of the race pace that we have in this car. And we head round turn 1 and we're getting ever closer. Is there room to have a look at him? Again, I'm not going to fight him because I don't see the point in doing that at this stage. Rather, I'm going to tail him for as long as I can and just use him to tow me along and build the gap to Albon. And we are building that gap quite nicely. It's nearly 3 seconds as we come round on lap 5. And the more we can build that up, the better our race is looking. I'm aiming with any chance and any luck to try and maintain P7 if we can. But it's a long race. But I'm confident. We're still behind Charles Leclerc as we come up to end lap 5. The gap to Albon 2.8. The gap to Alonso 4.8. So we've got decent pace here. And as we go through on lap 6, we're still tailing Charles Leclerc and staying within that DRS, which is what we want to be doing. Ahead, the front 5 are just breaking away as we give Leclerc a little love tap. The front 5 are breaking away in their own little fight, and Verstappen, I think, has checked out. So we're now still tailing Leclerc on lap 8, but I think this is going to be where we lose that DRS tail. And we've got a yellow flag in front, so somebody slowing down up ahead. George Russell is making his way through. That's Ayrton Senna's Ferrari blowing up. Senna learning the hard way why you don't restart your career at Ferrari, because they are an absolute mess. Anyway, Russell is now closing on us by quite a significant amount a lap, and again, I just don't really see the sense in fighting Russell when the Mercedes is much quicker than us at this stage. I don't want to risk the position, don't want to risk the points. We're looking at fairly decent points here, so when Russell gets close, I am just going to let him go and worry about our race. We're 6.5 seconds clear of Alex Albon now, which is the good news for us, and we're starting to feel the effects of some tyre wear at this stage. I'm trying to make the one-stop work. We didn't make it work last season, and that's how we had a bit of a poor race and ended up in P14. Much better for us this time. Here's George Russell round the outside. I'm not going to stop him, and we're just going to let George go. Again, focus on my race. Right, into the pit lane. Off go the tyres. On go the new tyres. Let's go. What? Let's go? What is going on here? The light is staying red. We've got an issue with the pit light. It's staying red, and obviously while it's red, we cannot go, and we are being held here for a painfully long time. And we're losing out position after position. And finally, when Bortoleto goes past, we are back into the race. But what was that? What was that all about? Has anybody else had that issue? Answers on a postcard, please. But now we've got it all to do if we want any chance of securing points. So first things first, dive bombing Bortoleto. That was a bit of an angry dive bomb, I will admit there. But up into P17. Next up is Pierre Gasly. Someone else must have pitted because we've all gained a position now. And I'm now starting to make my way towards Gasly. Oh, go away, Max. We get it, you're fast. Go away. And we're now catching Gasly. We're going to have a go in the DRS. Look at this. Look at the momentum we have on the Alpine. Moving up into P14. And we've got some hard pushing to do if we want to score a point. P14. Lap 18 out of 29. 12 to go. And we have caught up with Jack Doohan. And it seems that Colapinto and Stroll are holding this lot up, and they're battling for 10th. So There is still a chance of grabbing a point here, but we've got to make these overtakes happen. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and have a go at doing, although we nearly run off the circuit there. Pushing hard to get after him. Open up the DRS. Let's get overtake activated. And we're going to once again sweep round the outside if we can. Nope, it's going to be to the inside. Down the inside we go, moving up into P13. Next up is Carlos Sainz in the Williams, so he's not having such a good day, whereas his teammate Alex Albon is having a pretty great day so far, it has to be said. There's Stroll and Colapinto ahead of him. They're battling for 10th, but it looks like Sainz is wanting a go at Franco before Franco's having a go at Stroll. It's now lap 19 and we're trying to find a way to get closer to Sainz, and we're getting ever closer and closer. Can we do it here? No, we're going to have to wait for the right-hander at the end of this straight here. And now we're going to have a look down the inside as Colapinto had a little think about going for Stroll. We've now taken Sainz and moved up into 12th. Next up is going to be Colapinto. And hopefully our teammate does not make this one difficult for me. Again, where's the team orders button? Antonelli is faster. Get out the way. 10 laps to go here in Melbourne. And I'm not going to lie, I am feeling the frustration. Because without that stop, I feel confident that we'd have been able to hold on to P7. And that would have been such a great result to bring home. Now we're diving down the inside of our teammate for 11th, and we got Stroll in 10th. And to be fair, if another car in front of us drops out, we could potentially see both cars in the points. And that would be a nice treat for us, given how much work we put into the team last season in our 25th race. That'd be so good. Let's catch up with Stroll first, and let's get one car in the points. Worry about the second one once we got the first one there. Having a look at Stroll. Down the inside we go. That is P10. We put ourselves into the points. Good night. I'm gone. Sayonara. XOXO. Gossip Girl. Anyway, where are we in this Grand Prix? We just got a few laps to go now. And we are pulling clear of Colapinto, who's got ahead of Stroll. And I am, at this point, just hoping one more car drops out in front and we get more points. We get double points. But it's not really happening. I'm also pushing to try and catch Piastri and Alonso. But again, at this stage, that gap with this few laps to go was too tall an order. Max Verstappen wins this Australian Grand Prix and opens Season 2 where he left off Season 1. Absolutely dominant. But for us, it's kind of heartbreaking because we had P7 in the bag. And I'm confident that with a decent pit stop, that's exactly where we would have finished. We had it in the bag. We didn't put a foot wrong. And in the end, it was in the pit stops where it just went wrong. So, hoping that this isn't the first of many disasters that occurs to us this season as we head round the final sector, round the penultimate corner. I'm still proud of the recovery we did after the pit stop, and we managed to recover our way to a World Championship point. Not a bad way to start the season.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
And to get a victory at the first race of the season, this might be a sign of things to come. One thing's for sure is that this performance will be giving the team and the driver relief and confidence going into the rest of the season.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the wait is always worth it. Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebrations. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Well, Max Verstappen wins again, and he could have stopped the car, got out, had a turkey sandwich, got back in, and still won the race. Lando Norris gets second, Tsunoda gets third, Russell, a good comeback from 13th to finish 4th, Leclerc 5th, Hakkinen in his comeback race securing P6, and then it's Albon in 7th for Williams, Alonso 8th, Piastri 9th, and we're only 10th. Again, I feel like we could have been P7 without what happened in the pit lane and our pace. It was fairly strong. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.